Good morning, welcome to CATEX-TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. This is a live broadcast from Princeton, New Jersey. Today is Thursday, October 1st, 2009, the first day of the fourth quarter. It's 11:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S. It's 4:30 p.m. in London. In Mexico City, it's 10:30 a.m. If you need to reach us during the broadcast, you can phone in toll-free to 1-866-67-CATEX. Overseas, our AOL instant mail address is CATEX-TV. Jimmy Carter, former President of the United States, is 85 years old today. A little news before we get into our prepared news. The five-nation talks concerning the Iranian nuclear program in Geneva, Switzerland, have begun today. They broke for lunch a little while ago. Apparently, the United States and the Iranians had a bilateral 30-minute discussion off by themselves. Some news has begun to come out. The Iranians have indicated that they are receptive to further meetings continuing through the end of October, and that they're more than willing to discuss the nuclear issue, which is what I thought was the purpose of the meeting to begin with. But at least things seem to be proceeding ahead. There's going to be more information coming out after the afternoon session is completed. Now, one other bit of news. The Bank of America CEO, Ken Lewis, announced his resignation yesterday. He's going to be gone by the end of the year. Mr. Lewis, of course, has been a target of some criticism concerning the Merrill Lynch deal. I'm sure that Mr. Cuomo, the Attorney General of New York State, has been following that quite avidly. Now to our main news. There was yet another earthquake in Indonesia this morning. This is on top of what's been going on there from yesterday. Here we look at the USGS map. Up on the center there, you see the two yellow squares. Those were yesterday's earthquake, and the two blue squares about 90 miles south of Padang are this morning's earthquake. Rescuers are still working frantically today to pull out people still trapped by rubble in Indonesia. At least 530 people are dead already. The death toll is expected to rise. Padang is a city of 900,000 people. The earthquake yesterday in Padang was a 7.6, and that was in the exact same area as the great tsunami of 3 years ago. The earthquake this morning was a 6.0. It has not had any reported fatalities yet. Yesterday's damage includes 500 buildings, hotels, hospitals, and a mall destroyed or damaged. Thousands of people are still trapped, as I said. As we were looking at this, we saw this map. This is an interesting shot. This is the Southeast Asia map with the earthquake activity. And just going from left to right, we talk about the Wednesday's earthquake, the two yellow squares in Padang. Just south of Padang are this morning's earthquakes. The various other yellow boxes across are earthquakes that have occurred in the last 24 hours of 4.5 or so. In the center up to the blue box in the southern Philippines is an earthquake that hit there this morning. That was a 4.8. And off to the right, we see another blue earthquake that struck, it looks to be somewhere in the Marianas. That was, I believe, a 4.0. Very, very seismically active time in what's been known as the Ring of Fire. Pertamina, the refining company, said that its two refineries on Sumatra Island were not affected by either of the quakes, which is good news. Pertamina has a 250,000 barrel a day refinery in Dumai, and they also have a 200,000 barrel a day refinery in Sungai Garang in the southern part of the island. Now on to Samoa. Samoans are searching their island today looking for survivors. At least 150 people have been confirmed as dead. The toll is expected to rise as more areas are searched. Whole villages were just washed away. Devastation in some of the areas is absolutely complete. Here's a shot of one of the villages. The devastation all occurred apparently within about 10 minutes' time as a result of the 8.0 earthquake that struck on Tuesday. 4 separate tsunami waves of 15 to 20 feet high had struck the island in succession, and they ended up penetrating as deep as a mile inland. The Samoans, as we mentioned yesterday, lie about halfway between New Zealand and Hawaii. We're going to be keeping track of this because the American military is deploying assets there as we speak. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center in Hawaii said that the system worked perfectly. It had issued an alert. However, the waves came so quickly that residents only had about 10 minutes to respond. That's what happens when the 8.0 earthquake is 100 miles offshore. The Philippines are not taking any chances this time. After the destructive typhoon that hit last weekend, the police have now said that they will forcibly evacuate residents refusing to leave their homes in the direct path of this approaching super typhoon, Typhoon Parma. And you can see that the Philippines, the northern island of Luzon there, is in line for almost a direct hit. Certainly the northern part of it is. The Philippine Defense Secretary said that in line with our zero casualty target, we will be forcibly evacuating communities along the shorelines of the Cagayan province in the northern part of Luzon Island, which is where Parma is going to make a direct hit on Saturday afternoon. The meteorologists say that Parma is expected to develop into a super typhoon equivalent to a Category 4 hurricane. It's already packing winds of about 115 miles per hour. This is going to be a blast. It's going to be unbelievable. News from Sacramento that the Insurance Department of California has taken steps to liquidate California's Golden State Mutual Life Insurance Company. They banned them from selling new policies. The company has fallen below the minimum capital and surplus requirements. Golden State Mutual operates in 12 U.S. states. It's failed to make a profit for the past 5 years. California Insurance Commissioner Steve Poizner said, "My first duty is to protect shareholders. We've been concerned with Golden State's continued operating losses, and now we are acting." State law requires that insurers have more than $5 million in capital and surplus. At the end of June, Golden State Mutual reported capital and surplus of just $1.65 million. It's expected to report losses of around $600,000 for the third quarter of 2009, which ended yesterday. The Los Angeles-based firm has indicated to the insurance department that it will not oppose the conservation. Good luck trying that if you did. Alex Wright in the Royal Gazette from Bermuda is writing this morning that Bermuda has signed a tax agreement with Spain, in which Bermuda will see an exemption from the 30% corporate tax rate for Spanish income earned on investment on the island. The so-called Tax Information Agreement Exchange, a TIEA or a TIA, with Spain that will provide for a full exchange of information on criminal and civil tax matters between the two countries, is one of 16 that the island has recently signed. The good news about this agreement is that the advantage from this TIA will be that any Spanish corporation investing 5% or more in a Bermuda entity will be exempt from Spain's 30% corporate tax rate on any income it receives from that investment. There's some conditions. The investment has to have been in place for more than 1 year. Brad Kading from the ABIR said that Bermuda's insurers write approximately 11% of the broker-placed reinsurance for the Spanish market. That's pretty good. The U.S. stock market's taking a real pummeling today. It's down about 153 points. We'll go to a word from our sponsors.
Every day, the world wakes up and goes to work, pursuing the unique opportunities that lead the global economy forward. The complexity and close connectivity of today's global marketplace is a true modern miracle that can create unparalleled success. But it takes confidence, passion, innovation, and understanding.
Enabling opportunity.
Protecting capital.
Engineering innovation. Investing in your future.
Ensuring continuity.
Finding the right balance.
It takes